Torso's adventure log, day 273. Our village has become an oasis in the middle of a wasteland, and we couldn't be happier with its progress. However, it's brought us no closer to a ROM. It's become obvious that if we're going to find the lost city, it's going to be under the ground and not over it. To that end, we've sunk a mineshaft deep into the earth in hopes that we can find any sign of our elusive quarry. We had a stroke of luck. At the bottom of the we found a abandoned mine shaft. We have no idea who built this or what its purpose was. And while we found no sign of a ROM, we have found many resources that'll come in handy in the future. The villagers are very excited about how we could use the metals and how some of the minerals and diamonds and other things could stimulate trade in the region. To that end, we've built an elevator to bring everything to the top. The iron, copper, and coal can be used many different ways to not only make tools and weapons, but also to heat and make torches. The diamonds, lapis, and redstone will be useful to stimulate trade as we move forward, and could make this city richer than we ever dreamed. To that end, we've set up a simple smelter for using the metals, and with that, a toolsmith has moved in and begun to not only repair current tools, but sell new ones of the highest quality. A market has begun to go up, should make us a wealthy nation very soon. The one sad thing is that a weapons and armor smith has also moved in. While I hope this is never needed, his wares have proved of the highest quality, and I'm sure it will be worth it to have him around. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Unorthoblocks server. I am Rogue Torso, as always, and we have done some work. It's been quite a while since I recorded from here. We, of course, had that whole crossover thing with the Ignitors, which was a blast, and I thank the Ignitors server for having us over there. If you haven't checked those guys out, please do. Their new season's going to start. I'm not sure when, but I think it's going to be great. I know I'll pay attention, but you should too. We did have them cross back over here. I didn't do a whole lot with them on that end. You may have seen my base in a couple of things. I think Neat Freeze did kind of a walkthrough, and then GGJ on a stream took a tour of it, so I had some there, but not a whole lot on our end. I just came back and wanted to relax. But now the Ignitors are gone, and I'm a little sad. But I'll get over it. This is going to be a bit of a catch-up episode. I've been doing a lot of work off camera, so let's kind of start the tour here. Whoops, let's not throw our sword. Here's the main part of the base. So I started off the little preview with the mine, and we have made that area over here. I thought this was a good place in the side of this hill. It was out of the way, and it intersected the mine shaft down below, so bonus, right? It is an automatic elevator, so this button here, if you stand on these planks and you press this button, you can ride the elevator all the way to the bottom. Hopefully it doesn't glitch out and kill you, which has happened a couple of times. And I need to light it up because there's some skeletons that stand on those sides. Once it gets all the way to the bottom, you can recall it with this same button, which is really cool. I will post the video where I copied that design. It's not one I made up. This was going to be our elevator. It's not a working elevator. It was just a model of one, and I didn't really finish it because about halfway through I had another idea. I want to put kind of a ore processing facility up here. Nothing too big, but I've been looking at a lot of like Wild West mining areas, and I think that would look pretty cool up here, so we're going to change that up. But for now, this is where the elevator was supposed to be to bring all the ore up, and we'll do something too. Maybe I'll put in a water system that brings it up here automatically and stores it. I don't know. We'll see how much work I feel like doing on that end. We've just got some piles of materials here that we've been bringing up. This is all stuff I've mined out at some point or another, but we brought all that up here. We'll follow the path around, and we get to our smelter. Now, this was kind of copied off of Skyrim a little bit. I played Skyrim a lot, and I liked the smelter design. It was pretty simple. We've got the spot over here where you put your fuel in theory, for the fire. So that's why we have the coal stacked up here. We've got the raw materials right here going into the smelter where it is really hot and has melted all the ore down where we can get it out. And then right here, we have the outlet. And if we press this, it pours our molten metal down here, right? Slowly. And then we can shut that off. What I want to do with this eventually is I want to put in some kind of little system that once this this lava disappears, it spits out 3 or 4 iron nuggets to pick up, so you can actually get metal from it. I played with that a little bit, but haven't quite got it perfected, so I'll keep working on that, and hopefully that'll come. But then this is our finished goods. We need to get some other stuff in here, like maybe some copper, some gold, maybe some other metals, just to mix it up. But I think that looks pretty cool for now. For something that just got put together, I think that looks pretty good. Kind of proud of this building for a couple of reasons. Number one, we did an interior. Well, we didn't do an interior in here. There's one bed in here. But this is the toolsmith's house. He had an unfortunate accident, so he's no longer in here. Not my fault. He kept wandering away, and a zombie got him. So we'll have to figure that out. But anyway, we've got our forge here. We've even got the little rope you can pull that activates the bellows over here. So that's how you make your fire hotter, right? We use the bamboo panels, which I really like. The trapdoors. We've got the roof. We've got even skylight in here, which I thought was pretty cool. So this is like the living quarters for the house. He's got his little bench where he can sell stuff, and then he's got his anvil and his... Oh, I didn't put any water in there. You know, where he can cool his tools down and stuff. He's even got a couple of tools underway. He's got one there for sale. Some examples. So this is our toolsmith, and I think that turned out really, really well. I really like how this turned out. I don't normally put full, like, kind of interiors on stuff, so kind of proud of that. Over here, this building turned out really well, and it should. It took me a long time. We've got our weapons and armor smiths. Now, here's our weapons laid out on the table. Some examples for sale. We need to get somebody back here to actually sell the weapons, which I don't have yet. And then some examples of armor. I do want to get some chainmail armor at one point. Oh, I didn't put anything in there. Or maybe it got lost. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. If I go back here, he's probably up here right now. There is... Yeah, there is an armor smith in here. This is like the living quarters for him, so he's been hanging out up here. He's even got like a balcony he can come out on over here and look over things, which is pretty cool. So, nice view from up here. Really like how that turned out. And then when he gets up in the morning, if he doesn't go out there, which he usually does. Where's he going? You can't get there that way, dude. No, this is not the way. Not the way. Not even close. Are you going to figure it out? Nope. Not the way. Oh, gee, mini Christmas. These guys are so dumb. Anyway, if you go down here, you've got the shop, of course. And then you've got his work area. Now, I need to finish the floor in here. But we've got a water trough for swords and stuff. We've got a bigger water trough. I thought armor would need like a bigger water trough, right? Other than just a bucket or something. So that's what this is. A couple of anvils. Again, I thought an armor would need a bigger area. We got the blast furnaces in the back. I will have a couple of grindstones in here with a couple of weaponsmiths as well. We just need to flesh out this area a little bit more. I also do not want to keep these gates on here, but I haven't quite figured out what I want to do with this courtyard yet. I do have an idea of what I want to put in this area, which I think is going to be cool. And I don't want to block it with another building because I really like this cliffside. So we're going to figure that out. But I think the building looks really cool. I can't even remember. I just found an image of something kind of like this online. Not a Minecraft build, just a building. And I just kind of put it together, and I think it turned out really well. Took a long time, but I really like this. And I even got to use the hanging signs for the first time, which is awesome. And then over here, we of course have our market going in. Now, I had some help from my server mates on what colors to make this, so it's really bright, but I wanted it to be a focal piece. And there's nothing in here yet. We've got a couple of market stalls out here. You can see where I've laid out around the outside. There'll be a lot more market stalls, and we'll be able to sell. Don't worry about this. This is going away. But there's going to be lots of different things we sell. There'll be some stores in here. So you see I've got some stuff there. We can put a couple in here as well. I do want to put something on the corner, but I think we're going to leave the corners for just storage of stuff. I don't think we're going to put market stalls here. I think we're going to put like piles of goods. So I think that'll look better. But that'll all be coming. But I really like the way this kind of tent turned out. Again, took me quite a while to figure out and get all the orange and red. And it is very, very bright. If we fly up here, though, it's a focal point. I mean, you're going to see that coming from a long way away, and that was kind of the purpose of it. Got to do some more terraforming around here. I think I want to put like some water and maybe a couple of palm trees in here, maybe a couple dotted around, but I think this area is going to look really cool when it's done. I've just been working on it kind of slowly. Couple other things I can show real quick, or not real quick, we'll just show them. Back here, I thought well, first of all, we finished some of the paths. So we've got this path that goes all the way over here through the portal and then meets up with the main path down there. So we can go that way. I thought there was something missing here, so I kind of started playing around. We've got water coming out of our windmill now. So the windmill is pumping water up here, and it pumps it down through this kind of stream into this little pool or a pond. And then we put some plants and stuff around here to make it look pretty lush. Like the way the stuff is hanging off. By the way, I just learned that azalea leaves don't turn brown in the desert. I had not noticed that until I did this. Imagine that. But yeah, we built some custom palm trees, which I think turned out pretty well. First palm trees I've really ever attempted, but I think they look pretty good. We'll have to do some more around here. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this area other than just keep it looking like this. I think it looks pretty good, and I just want to keep it this way. The path goes up around here, meets up with the path in front of our windmill, and then we still need to do something with this bee farm. I don't have a path down to it or anything. It's working. Matter of fact, last time I knew it was overflowing, but we'll get to that. The other things we've done, so that's kind of the main area. Oh, I decided I'd show this because I think it's come up a couple of times on stream. This is an area I was trying not to show. But down here, we have found, and partially dug out as well, an old abandoned cistern. So if we look down in here, now there's no water in it yet. We got to get some water in here. I'm sure there was at some point. But we've got the big arches, which need to be weathered. Show you the middle that looks a little better. Yeah. So this is kind of what we're going for. You know, it was all nice and shiny, and then over time it kind of got weathered. There's been some water damage there. We got the big pillars all the way around. Now you may be wondering why I put these big pillars in the middle. I don't know. I just felt like they needed to be there. We could take them out if we wanted to. But for now it doesn't need to be open. And same thing over here. Now we are missing a pillar there. And that's because we have a TNT tree farm in here. So let's go down to the bottom. If we poke in here, and this is an ENX04 design. I'm not going to take credit for this either. But yeah, so basically you stand here with bone meal and saplings, and you just place both, and then the tree grows, and TNT blows it up, and so on and so forth. And then it all gets collected, if I can get down my own little ladder here. Maybe. Yeah. Well, darn it. Scaffolding's tricky. Why do I have... Oh, yeah. Lots of stuff. It all gets collected in here. So this is where all the drops go. So that is that. And there's some different things. You can do everything, I think, except the mangrove in here. So that works out pretty well. So that's that. Over here, we're digging... If I don't hit my face again, a subway tunnel. So this goes all the way back to spawn, or will eventually. We're digging it out a little bit at a time, and then we'll decorate it. This is going to be a long-term project. I'll show you what we've started. We've gotten quite a ways. It goes around the corner and goes quite a ways that way. Going to be really cool when it's done. But that's the cistern. Eventually, I want to put water down in here and make it look pretty and finish it off. We will one of these days, but it's been kind of one of those projects I work on in my spare time. Over here, we've got the warped and crimson mushroom farms. Basically, we turn this on. It's a shifting floor design. You just stand in here and pick things up, and you can get buku mushrooms and these, whatever they are, little, what are they called? Warped roots. There's some fungus, crimson roots, etc. You fill this thing with bone meal, which I've already done, and then it just dispenses bone meal. So that works pretty good. Put that in recently. Again, need to make it look a little better. We may put some other farms like underneath here and just make some other things. I dug this room out for a big smelter. We built this little kind of, I'm not going to call it crappy. It works really well, actually. It's just not as fast as a lot of them, but I want to put in a big mega smelter at some point if I get time. Right now, I haven't used it all that much. And then this is a mud maker. So basically, let's see, that's the collection system. And then it spits out water bottles and fills them. Spits water bottles out here to make mud. And then you sit here with a shovel and just mine it. And every time you mine it, it drops into the hopper, into that chest, and just keeps making mud. So pretty awesome little design there. So then we go up here. Up these janky staircases, and we come over to this big monstrosity, which I did build down here. And this is my smelter, or not smelter, sorry. There is a smelter as part of it. This is my kelp farm, and this is the same Cub Fan 135 design that I've made many times. There's the big tanks down there. It is two-sided, so everything gets broken off, floats up, ends up in these streams. Same thing on the other side. They go back behind this wall, come down to the middle where they come together, and they end up coming out right down there. It gets collected in that minecart. Once it's full, it'll go out and around the top here, gets smelted up in these smelters. Oh, which I'm out of fuel, but we'll fill that back up. Yeah. So we'll have to fill that up. We got plenty of fuel right here that we've done before. But anyway, then the only part that I've made different this year, or this time, you'll see another minecart coming around right here. And what that does is once all this kelp is smelted up, the minecart collects it and brings it around and dumps it into those hoppers up there and into the barrels. So this is all smelted kelp. And then into these droppers. And what happens there, we'll just go out here since I can get there. This is where I make my blocks. So all those droppers are hooked together. It all dumps into these water streams, which come down here and end up right here in this general spot. So I stand on that pressure plate. The kelp will start spitting out. All of it comes together. I can basically stand in one spot with my inventory open. Once I get 9 stacks of kelp, I make a stack of blocks. I keep doing that, and then I just dump them in here when I'm done. Are all these? No, just that one. So you can see I've done that with a couple of batches, which works really, really well. This is where I am most excited about auto crafting, is for kelp, because we all know that kelp is great, but you have to stop and craft the blocks, and that's kind of a pain. Luckily, with this setup, it doesn't take very long. I've emptied this thing out several times. So it's really handy. So that's the kind of this area that I've been going with. It's been kind of my secret area. I had another plan for it, but I kind of changed my mind. So we'll go up here. We use the water stream so it's faster. A couple other things that I've done, and we'll come around here. Again, you may have seen this in other people's streams or whatever, but that's fine. I'll show it and kind of describe it. If we come back to our farming area, way over here, somehow we lost our villagers that were in here. I need to replace them. I'm in the process of building a villager breeder out here, but I'm not quite done yet. So we'll go right here. Okay, we built these silos. Now, these don't look like much. They look like grain silos, and they're near a farming area, right? Makes sense. But if you look in here, there's wheat in this one, carrots in that one. I don't have any potatoes. I'm not sure what's going on there. I haven't really AFK'd over here. But if we go in the back of one, and this one's partially open, so we'll look at it. Yeah. So this is a shulker loader. Stuff comes up here, goes into the shulker, gets loaded. Once it's full, it gets broken off through that honey block and gets collected in here, which is the box we were seeing out there. Like I said, there's 3 of them: wheat, carrots, and potatoes. And those farms are fed down here, which I need to make a better entrance. So here's our wheat farmers. They break stuff off and it gets collected in mine carts that are going around down there, or should be. Yeah, there we can see them. And then I can show you the collection system. It's very crude, but basically these collect all the seeds. Are these all full? Nope, not quite. So seeds and wheat get collected as they come across here. The seeds get dumped into this chest and get collected, and the wheat goes on up the water streams and gets collected in the shulkers up top. So through that water stream. This is the carrot farm. So these guys farm up the carrots. They try to throw them to this guy in the middle, but they get caught by those minecart hoppers and end up getting shot into this water stream. And this one works the same way, only for potatoes. And I'll have to see why the potatoes are jammed up. I probably have a poisonous potato in there somewhere. But these were really nice. We used a lot of baked potatoes for the Igniter crossover, so this is where those all came from. And then I just put the carrot and wheat farms in here. The wheat farm, I needed a lot of mud for the next project I'm going to show, and packed mud. So that's why I made the wheat farm, and it's been very handy. So we'll go back up top. I don't need to be carrying this wheat in my hand. Put my sword back in my hand just in case. So the next thing we're going to show, and you can get to it from other angles, but I think this is the best angle to see it from, honestly. So we'll go in here. We got some horses. We had some... These are the horses that were at the trading hall. I finally brought them over here. We've got camels as well. We needed a place to put them, so we built a stable. And as usual, I built way too much stable. There's another meerkat. Jam hid a bunch of meerkats over here. He said, I believe there's 9 of them. This would make 5 that I found. So it's kind of been a nice little game for me. I haven't been like actively looking, but I keep running across them. But anyway, we got the stalls here for all the camels and all the horses. So that's what they are. Now, they are broken. Well, these aren't. We'll go over here. So they are separated. So they're individual stalls. Those will be at some point. I didn't realize I'd forgotten. And we'll decorate them a little bit, put some hay bales and things. And then we're going to put some grass and dirt and stuff out here as if this water stream is kind of feeding it. I haven't got that far because I haven't finished the whole stable yet. I got the roof on not too long ago. But we'll go in here real quick. Hopefully a horse doesn't get out while I'm doing this. There we go. So this will be the main stable, and eventually this will be open and horses can wander in here. But basically, this will be where all of the medical areas are, you know, the horse equipment, leads, things like that. I don't know what all we're going to put in here, and it's not quite done yet. We have to decorate the walls a little bit. They're not just going to be straight mud. But we've got jungle in here, which I think goes really well. Jungle wood in a desert would not have went that I thought of, but it works really well. Go up here to the second floor. And we still have to finish the ceiling. That's not done yet. That's one of the things we have to finish. All the lighting isn't done. We've got some doorways to go out to different areas. I'm not sure where we're going to go with them yet, but there's one just like that on the other side. But this is where you can come in and work on horses. This will kind of be the hay loft. So we'll put a lot of hay bales and things up here when we're done to decorate it coming out of this area, which I also haven't shown yet. This is just stuff left over from doing the roof. This is kind of what the roof's going to look like. You see the jungle planks in the middle, and then I've got lights behind that, so that'll all be lit up, but you won't be able to see it, which I think will be pretty cool. But yeah, we have to finish this area. We obviously have to put glass in the big windows. I did stain glass in a build at one time, so I want to do that again, but I haven't figured out what pattern I want to put. Before I had a big moon in the window. I don't know if these are big enough, but I'll think of something. But that's the stable, and I think that's going to be pretty cool. I really like how it's looking with the inset sandstone behind the mud. I think that looks really cool, and it should be really cool when it's done. Hid some more lighting in here that you can't see. You can see it up there a little bit, I guess, if you get close. But all right, what else do we have to show you? This I don't think I've done before. Maybe I have, but this is a wheat farm, obviously. The windmill dumps water through here, dumps it out into here, and then that irrigates all of this land that grows wheat. Again, needed a ton of wheat, so that's where I've been getting it before I built the auto farm. But I think, is that everything? I think that's all the new stuff. We showed you the villager farms, we showed you the silos and what they do. Yeah, so catch-up episode. I don't have anything else to build. We're going to be finishing the stable at some point. We've got to finish the fishing village. We've got the market to do. We've got a lot of work yet. But the place is looking really good, I think. So until next time, please like, please subscribe. Have a great day. And this is Rogue Torso out.